now listening to the Sports Nuts.
And welcome to another edition of the College Football Show. My name is Ralph Williams. Good morning. Happy New Year. It's 2026, and what a great way to get your New Year started on a Saturday morning. And we're going to be talking college football. We have plenty, and I say plenty to talk about today on this morning. So get your coffee, get your bagel, get your donut or your Danish, whatever it is that you're having this morning. Get it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show today. We're part of the Sports Nuts Network, as well as RW Media Productions. And my co-host today, as usual, and every Saturday, are PENSMAN Sports and Bryan Pettitt from the Tiger Stripes Media. We're all part of the Sports Nuts Network as well. Don't forget, Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m., Sports Nuts Network. We will have the start of the 2026 season, 7:30 time, on the Sports Nuts Network for their show as well, and that is with Brandon Keeler, Shane Owen, and Matt Thomas, and we are contributors as well to the show as well, and also on Friday night at 7:30, also as part of the Sports Nuts Network. They also have their show at that time as well. All right, we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios here in Berlin, Maryland. Hang on, there we go. Studio 10 here in Berlin, Maryland, 724-201-0500, Western Pennsylvania's #1 heating and air conditioning company, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't forget to call them as well for snow melt and also for UV lighting, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. We're also sponsored by Mike Dotson Realty, Ocean City, Maryland, 410-596-1681. Mike Dotson Realty. Call him today. Get your short-term rental. Get it in for 2026. Call him today, 410-596-1681, Mike Dotson Realty. And also, we have a new sponsor that I also want to bring up here, if I got the right one. There it is. The Bonfire Restaurant. Bonfire's buffet restaurant. They have some great food. PENSMAN and I have eaten there. And I tell you what, they have some great food. I'm a steady customer there. It's a nice buffet setup. They also have all-you-can-eat crab legs, prime rib, sliced ham, and lobster ravioli. I can't even go through the whole menu. It's so big. But call the Bonfire today for your reservation, 410-524-7171, Bonfire Restaurant, Ocean City, Maryland. All right. Okay, guys, welcome. Good morning, and Happy New Year to both of you. And it's great that we're here today for another edition of the College Football Show. We're going to get started first with our bowl games of our respective teams. Myself, the Pitt Panthers, Michigan with PENSMAN, and Bryan with Clemson. And we're going to talk about those first, and we'll get into the other bowl games that happened this week and what our predictions are for the national championship. I personally have egg on my face. I didn't think that Miami was going to get as far as they did, and now they're in the Final Four to go to the championship. And I got to give them a lot of credit for that. All right, Sports Nuts is checking in. Brandon Keeler, good morning, Brandon. Happy New Year to you and your family. All right, thanks for having us on here. We also have some more of this. There we are. Hello, Blaze. All right, there we are. Also, we have, all right, there we are. Okay, and then we also have, and then PENSMAN. Everybody, hello, Blaze. All right, there we are. All right. Thank you guys for being part of the program as well. PENSMAN is my monitor, so those of you who want to comment, make sure it says about the topic at hand and nothing else. All right? So if it's not at the topic of hand, it will not be put on the air. So I just want to let everyone know that. All right. PENSMAN, thank you for being part of the show this morning. Happy New Year. Good morning. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you and what's going on.
Good morning. Happy New Year to everybody. It's 2026. This is the year that Sports Nuts, PENSMAN Sports, Ralph Williams Media, and I, and Tiger Stripes Media are going to be recognized on YouTube. So this is, and Sports Nuts, good morning to you. So this is the year, everybody. Sports Nuts, Tiger Stripes, Ralph Williams, and I are going to be all recognized. We're going to the top. This is our year. And I want to say, to the Ohio State Buckeyes, because you thought you're going to repeat and Miami comes in and beats you 24-14. So you can find me on YouTube and all social media platforms as well.
All right, there we are. Okay, who else we got here, PENSMAN? Let's see here. I'm having a. There we are. All right.
A new person.
Oh, great. What's going on? Thank you for being part of the show. It's great to have you on here. All right. Also, don't forget later on, sometime later on, our show will be uploaded onto several radio stations across the country, including, I want to mention KFCE in Terrell, Texas, and also on the Tiger Nation media, Texas, Oklahoma, and also in Missouri or Missouri. And we're also on the Hawaii Sports Network. I want to say aloha and happy New Year to all of our friends in Hawaii as well. And don't forget Tuesday Sports Corner radio show or Sports Corner show with me, Ralph Williams, and with Smoke and Jim Frazier. We have some special guests coming on. I'm lining some people up coming up this week. We also have a possible new NHL guy who covers a lot of hockey. Rod Peterson will be joining us coming up soon this year. So I will have him on as well. All right. Brian Pettitt, welcome, Brian. Good morning. Happy New Year to you and your family. And it's great to have you here. 2026 is going to be the best, as PENSMAN said, for all of us here on the Sports Nuts Network. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, thank you. I just want to tell everybody Happy New Year. I hope you have most of your goals set for this year. So I just want to say, that's been a wonderful Christmas and new holidays and everything. And, we are going to have it big time this year, hopefully grow everybody's stream and everything. So, that's what it is. And football's here again. This is a busy time. You got the playoffs for the NFL, and then you got the playoffs for the college football. And yesterday, as we all know, the portal started opening up.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I know.
And I think there was over 1,000 people. I mean, not even that close, but I think it's going to be way up there with these coaches and things. And I think the coaches are going to start changing the way they look at things now, because you had some of them, hey, this is a big mess. I mean, you got.
Yeah, it is. I've said it many times, Brian, how much of a mess this is. They got to get some structure. They got to do something.
And I was just,
And
I was just letting everybody know that the Ole Miss quarterback, he's going into the portal now, I think. So I was reading something that he can actually go in the portal yesterday. So the Ole Miss quarterback could get. I mean, can you imagine that one?
I can't believe that. As far as Ole Miss is gone, I'm surprised he's going in the portal. I guess he don't want to be around for the new coach.
Yeah.
A lot of these players, they don't want to be around for that. We're going to talk about. Oh, okay. Well,
no, I did that because Sports Nuts is 4 away of 3,100. So.
Yeah, one other thing too I want to bring up, and I want to congratulate Brandon Keeler and the Sports Nuts Network. They won 2 awards in the recent iHeartRadio Network awards. They were nominated for 5 and won 2. I want to congratulate them, and it's great that RW Media Productions and PENSMAN Sports and Brian and the Tiger Stripes Media, we're all working together now on the Sports Nuts Network. It's great to be a part of a really good professional network that's moving on up, as the Jeffersons would say. All right, let's get into our teams, the teams that we cover, the teams that the 3 of us cover in their bowl games. So let's get into that. First, we're going to start with you, Brian. Penn State versus Clemson. What was your thoughts on the game? Terry Smith beat Dabo Swinney. And, what's it looking like down there in Clemson with Dabo Swinney?
A lot of changes to Garrett Riley was let go. Also, Mickey Conn was let go.
Mickey Conn. Oh, that's my man, Mickey Conn.
Mickey Conn was the safeties coach, and he was let go. And then Garrett Riley was the offensive coordinator. They haven't picked anybody yet. I don't know what they're waiting on. I've heard rumors that they could go back to Chad Morris. Would be. I don't know if that was going to be a big hit or not with Clemson fans. And also, you got if y'all can remember, the offensive coordinator up at what is it, Ravens?
Right.
So yeah, that can really sell some news there. So,
Yeah, you mean Todd Musket?
Yeah, Todd Musket. Yeah.
He was with the coach at Auburn. He was a very good high school football coach and a very good recruiter. That was why Auburn hired him. and then he got the NFL job with the Ravens, and he's done a pretty decent job with the Ravens there. Mixing up plays, doing different things. So I can't say that, but if the money's right, and I just got done watching Back to School last night from Rodney Dangerfield, and he said if the roast beef's right, they'll be back. Well, if the money's right, I think that Todd Muskin will be there to work with Dabby Sweeney down in Clemson if the money's right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Ralph, I got breaking news.
Go ahead.
Thin Dad Childress isn't entering the portal until the end of Ole Miss season.
All right. Well, that's good news then.
Yeah, that is actually good.
Yeah, that's good news. Actually, they shouldn't do anything with the portal. They shouldn't do anything with coaching changes. You know my thoughts on that. I've already brought that to everyone's attention until all bowl games are satisfied, which means if your team is in this Final Four playoff thing here and your team is not finished yet, you can't do anything. You can't transfer. You can't change your coach. You can't do nothing until the bowl game has been satisfied.
So Jeremiah, you can enter the transfer portal and then you can go to Michigan.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just saying, Jeremiah from Ohio State.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you who transferred from Pitt. It's not good in some cases, but in others, well, I saw it coming. All right, but PENSMAN, go ahead, Michigan, and then I'll get the Pitt. Go ahead.
Oh, that game. Why did Arch Manning finally get to show up at the bowl game? And I had to blame Brian for this because he told us last week,
Yes,
it could be a surprise. Arch Manning could come out and play. Well, he came out and played all right.
Yeah.
He scrambled. He was calm and collected in the pocket. Michigan's deep, and Bryce Underwood had a career high of 3 interceptions. A couple of those throws he shouldn't even attempt to throw, but it is what it is. So why blame Brian? Because I told him that it's going to be Michigan, and he said that Arch Manning could have a game. So
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Brian called it though, but I'm like, no, Brian, no.
So Arch Manning chose this bowl game to finally get hot and do something. So I mean, and that's his season's been kind of like a roller coaster. It's been sort of up and down this season. He's had some good games, some bad games.
Go ahead, Sports Nuts. Go ahead and chime in. Go ahead.
Yeah, there you go.
Go ahead. Put your 2 cents in.
That's it. All right, guys, let's move on here.
Ralph, real quick.
Ahead,
What do you
Brian.
think about your new coach, real quick? Just real fast, 5 seconds. Your new coach, Kyle Whittingham. PENSMAN, what do you think about him?
You mean mine? You said Ralph, but
excuse me.
Yeah, you're good. We'll see what happens. We'll see if he changes. Go Bucks! Here comes Keeler now.
Whoa! Look who showed up.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Whittingham. We'll see if he changes anything up.
I think he does.
If he's like Harbaugh, then that'll be a good move. But if he's like Rich
Rodriguez, a big
Rodriguez,
change for you guys. I think he's going to do really good for you all.
Yeah, no. If he's like Rich Rodriguez, Michigan's going to throw him out.
Richie Rod, yeah, he's his season was kind of shaky this year with West Virginia, but this next season,
Brian, can you remind everybody what I'm talking about? Because we have new faces here of what I'm talking about, of what you said about Arch Manning last week.
I told everybody last week that Arch Manning would be coming out. Everybody hasn't seen him. Everybody's been downplaying him, and I thought that he would have a bigger game this week. Last week than he has been all times, and he's had rest. So all the injury bugs and all that, and he just let it fly. I think something's going on in there too, but he might have ate something too, by the way. So you never know.
He might have eaten something.
Yeah,
exactly. You don't know exactly what lit the fire in his butt to be, to do well in the bowl game. Although I don't think he's not coming out this year, so I think he's staying for one more season. So that gives him an opportunity to, home up his craft, as they say, everything else. Brandon Keeler, welcome to the program. Tell everybody how, Brandon is the man for the Sports Nuts Network, and he's president and CEO of the Sports Nuts Network, and I'm thankful to be part of it, as well as PENSMAN, Brian Pettitt. We're all part of the network. Tell us what's coming up this year for the Sports Nuts Network, Brandon. Go ahead.
Well, actually, this is the star of the show. Miss
Right.
Aspen, my 17-month-old, is the star of the show. But oh man, we have a lot going on. I'm excited for what is about to take place for us. We start back, excuse me, we start back officially on Tuesday. You will see, you will see us talking about baseball. We'll talk about football, basketball, hockey. We're going to be also covering a lot with regards to the World Cup. We're going to be covering just the Olympics, everything. It's going to be an exciting time for the Sports Nuts, and we're going to grow exponentially. Friday, we actually have a young lady coming on. She covers West Virginia athletics, and she works for ESPN. She's going to be coming on. And then on the 12th, which is a Monday, we have Texas A&M San Antonio's head softball coach coming on. So a lot of good things developing for the Sports Nuts.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Brandon, for that, and as well. And so, all right. Pitt lost to East Carolina last Saturday. Somehow or another, I saw this coming. Pat Narduzzi, the head coach of Pitt, is 2-6 in bowl games. He was 2-5. Now he's 2-6. And this week coming up, I see some things going on, guys. I think Narduzzi's going to get fired. I personally believe that to be the case, but I don't know when. That's my whole problem. I'm thinking maybe perhaps it could come up maybe Monday, maybe even Sunday. But I was waiting to see what's going on. He's already lost 2 assistants. His linebackers coach, who brought Rasheed Biles in, who brought Kyle Lewis in, and now Kyle Lewis is moving on. Rasheed Biles is transferring. Kyle Lewis is going to the NFL draft. Desmond Reed to the NFL draft. Eli Holstein, the original starting quarterback, has now decided to transfer. And now Kenny Johnson is leaving. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe some of these players are disgusted because they've been in bowl games like Kenny Johnson has in the last 3 years he's been around, and Pitt has blown it. And I don't know if it's a game plan. I don't know if it's Narduzzi himself. He also lost his defensive coordinator, Randy Bates, to retirement. So can Pat Narduzzi restructure? Is Pitt does the student body, does the athletes, does the coaches see the writing on the wall and everybody's getting out? I have a feeling Narduzzi's going to get fired because all these assistants have jumped ship and went elsewhere. So my question to you guys is, do you think that this is a situation at Pitt that do you think Alan Green, the athletic director formerly from Tennessee, will clean house? PENSMAN, start with you.
Oh yeah, if you said it right, you said it perfectly. That if the coordinators are leaving, and whoever runs the Pittsburgh program sees that it's time for a change.
Yeah, I think they're seeing the writing on the wall here. You
got to make the program better, and they got to bring a better coach in than Pat. So, Pat, you did your time, so it's time for a new face.
Yeah, it's time for a new face, a new voice. I heard some stories here that he's not getting along with the Woodfield, which is the Western Pennsylvania Athletic Association, who Western Pennsylvania has over the years in the NFL and whatnot brought in some great players over the years. Brandon, go ahead. Your thoughts on this situation?
I think you're right. Change of scenery will do program wonders. Mediocre is become the theme right now, and it's time to it really is time. It's time to move on. If you have your coordinators leaving, you have transfer portal galore. The transfer portal ruins everything. I understand that, but if you have all this going on, it's toxicity, and it's time to go ahead and just change face.
Yeah, I believe that to be the case too, Brandon. Brian, your thoughts on this situation at Pitt here?
I think they need a clean house, like you said, Ralph. I mean, Pitt has done okay, but what have they done other than gone to, one little ACC championship? But what can it be?
Yeah, and then watch Kenny Pickett sit up in the press box eating French fries instead of helping his team out on the field. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, Pitt has it. I mean, it was like somebody said one time. I heard this week that new faces, new attitude, new everything could change the whole entire thing. Even the new coaches with the new change, you might be tired of a school. Things
Yeah.
need to change, and when you change atmospheres or change companies or whatever, it can change everything.
Hey, Ralph.
Yes.
Ralph, what's that saying you say?
Hey, change of atmosphere can do you some good. I mean,
Hey, you're right. It's funny. Brian said that as what he said about a change. Change the coach could change everything. That is true. But my team, University of Hawaii, we know so well about changing coaches because we had Norm Chow, who couldn't
Yeah.
win to save his life, and then Todd Graham did what he did.
Fraud Graham. Yeah, fraud
Yeah,
Graham. I
he
call
did,
it.
what
Yeah.
did what he did. So he's just not. It's it really is. It's a coin toss. You're trying to see who is going to benefit the program the best, and
You also
there
had
comes a
June
time it goes
Jones
by,
there
though.
too, Brandon. June
Yep.
Jones was there and he won. So
Yep, and when I got to meet June Jones, it's pretty cool. Actually, I'm trying to get him on my show. My buddy Brian Kajiyama is working really diligently to help me get him on because, I got to meet him a couple times, and I remember him being the both the coach and the quarterback at the Atlanta Falcons. That's how long ago it's been. But it really depends on if you can get everything gel together. But there is such severe toxicity going on if you're literally having everybody leave. I mean, and I agree with what you guys said. Enough is enough with the mediocre stuff. You want to win, and people are trying to sit there and say that bowls don't mean anything, blah blah blah. Yes, they do,
yeah,
because you could have 27 seniors sitting on there, and maybe 24 of them will never play again any sport. So
right.
you don't know
You,
that this is their last opportunity. So bowls mean everything to everybody.
Plus, you're
you
in the
know,
spotlight too, Brandon. You're on ESPN. You're on whatever other channels have these bowl games. Or you're on ABC. You're on NBC. Whatever. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you
a
know,
lot of folks want to be on those networks. Get Pensman.
it's funny that you said that, Brandon. Ralph actually has a saying about winning if you're not in for winning. What is that saying?
If you're not in it to win the championship, you don't need to be in it. Bill Cowher said that. He said, if you're not here to win the Super Bowl in the NFL, you don't need to be in it. And that's as simple as that.
So,
but
so now that we have Cowboys fan and he's a big Ohio State fan, so let me ask everybody here. And Cowboy, I guarantee you're going to chime in. Should Ryan Day be fired from Ohio State Buckeyes?
Yes.
Brandon says yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Well,
He hasn't done anything to zazzle me.
is Ohio State hungry for a national championship that Ryan Day keeps coming up short? Is that what we're looking at, guys? I mean,
If you can't win it, you got to buy it, right?
you can't win it, right? Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he's got some good coaches there. He's got Matt Patricia, as his defensive coordinator. They've shut some teams down this year. So I just don't understand why he can't win it. I guess it's as everyone else says, Bill Cowher made it to the AFC Championship game more than any other coach and couldn't win it. All right. There are times you make it part way, but then you can't win it's like taking somebody to a prom, a woman to a prom dance or a girl to a prom dance and don't dance with her. You know what I mean? You can't get the rest of the way after the prom dance. So, those things happen. And Ryan Day seems to be the one that it's happening to. And Brian, your thoughts, Ohio State, go ahead.
Well, as we know, I don't know if he can actually be fired or not, but I mean, it is what it is.
What's the buyout? What's the buyout? We don't know what the buyout is. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what the buyout is. We don't know nothing about that. But my thing is, I mean, he did win last year, and they did get close, but we'll see what happens next year. I mean, they could be back next year. So, it's just like the same thing with Georgia. I mean, what has Georgia done in the last 2 years? They've lost.
Kirby's
could be a hot seat too.
Yeah.
You never.
Right. I was surprised Georgia lost their game.
Yeah.
I was really shocked.
And Ralph, I brought up a good question yesterday.
Yes.
Is Georgia dynasty done? I mean,
that could be too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say last week on the show? Georgia's won too many games in dogfights. And sometimes that can bite you in the butt. Brandon, go ahead.
I I agree on that one. And it's so weird that we're sitting here talking about perennial powerhouse coaches facing the possibility of hot seat galore, and it's true. We know what the NFL stands for. The NFL stands for not for long. We know that. It's
Right.
not there for not for long. So college, you do have these people who are there 20 plus years, and you're doing just enough. But it's so weird that Brian, you posed that question with regards to is the Georgia dynasty over with? I don't think it's there yet. I think they've peaked. Now they're starting to go down. I'd say another couple years, and we're not going to see what Georgia wants, what Georgia is now, and then it'll refresh itself. But it's just so weird that we're talking. I mean, but with regards to Ryan Day, he absolutely has to go. I don't think he is
No.
beneficial anymore for Ohio State. I
And their
mean, they're going to
expectations
just
are too
lose.
high, Brandon. They love,
Yes.
they fill their stadium up. Their expectations are high. They put out good athletes. They're in the NFL. All kinds of things going on with Ohio State. They're a winning program. They want to win like
Yep.
that.
But you're 1-4 against your main
Yeah.
rival, and I mean,
Love it.
dude,
Love it. Love it.
that to me is too many because if
One
I'm
and
going
four
against
makes
my
you a
rival,
loser.
you need to play better in order to save your job. Truthfully, he should have been let go last year, even though he won the national championship. He still should have been let go. You lost against your rival. You can't win.
You
That's like
can't win,
James
right?
Franklin.
And
Yeah. Franklin
as
couldn't
John
win the big game. Exactly. Correct.
and,
And,
and
so couldn't say it enough.
As John Cena would say, is 1 and 4 makes you a loser.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That is true. So, but anyway, a lot of these programs have a lot of expectations. And when you're mediocre, let's take a look at Florida real quick here. How the mighty have fallen. I remember when Urban Meyer was like, the great coach there. And then they brought in Ron Zook, and then they brought in a couple other guys, and it's just their program has fallen. I remember when they were on top of their game. And it's just a lot of universities that. And I want to tell you this: Pitt has not been prominent since Jackie Sherrill was head coach. When Dan Marino was there, Pitt has not been prominent since then. And I don't care what anyone else thinks, but that's exactly what it is. They should have never got rid of Jackie Sherrill. They should have never let him walk. But they didn't want to pay him. They wouldn't make him athletic director. He went to Texas A&M, and so that's the story about Jackie Sherrill. And ever since then, Pitt has been nothing. So. And it needs to change, and I'm hoping Alan Green will change it. Unlike Heather Lyke, who didn't do very much a good job of changing anything, and she couldn't keep up with the NIL, so they fired her. And now they brought in Alan Green. Let's hope he does something. I hear both coaches are on the hot seat. Jeff Capel, the basketball coach, he's starting off on the wrong foot. Brandon will tell you that because he always gives me the scores and all the stuff on some of these games. The women's coach, he's on the hot seat too. So I mean, it's. I hope his program can get back in order. All right, let's get back into our bowl games here. Brandon, your Hawaii Rainbow Warriors won their bowl game. Go ahead, let's talk about that. Go ahead.
So happy to see them win. Obviously, this is the best season since 2019, when Nick Rolovich was actually the head coach for the University of Hawaii, and I was if you guys watched a couple times I go on with Brian, and I was like, one thing that Nick Rolovich has always done is he loves the slot. It's also because he had one of the greatest slot wide receivers to ever play the game, and Chad Owens, or as they called him, the Flying Hawaiian. And I was bummed when I saw them go down 20-0. I'm like, this is not what I'm used to seeing. And then it's like a fire was lit in their belly, and they turned it on, and they came back. And then Brian will tell you when Mike Alejado got injured in the final play. Luke Weaver was the second string quarterback, great quarterback. It's one of the rarest things that you see Hawaii get multiple 4-star recruits, and they did. Well, Luke Weaver goes and he throws the game-winning touchdown, and I about dropped the phone, screaming as loud as humanly possible. I was like, and that was just was icing on the cake. Seeing them win 35-31. Of course, unfortunately, Luke Weaver and the third string quarterback entered the transfer portal. So right now it's just Micah Alejado as our quarterback. But you know what? Though you build and rebuild. So, but shout out to University of Hawaii for getting that that bowl win, their first win since 2019 when they did take on the then number 2 pick in the draft in Zach Wilson and BYU and stop them.
All right, there we are. Okay, let's get started with these bowl games. We already talked about ours, Penn State, Clemson. We talked about Michigan, their game against Texas, and then we also talked about Pitt that took on East Carolina. UConn lost to Army 41-16. We all agreed on this one that Army was going to win this, I believe. UConn had an interim coach because Jim Moore Jr. went to Colorado State. All right, so that was the Holiday or the Fenway Bowl. All right, next the Pop-Tarts Bowl, which I watched a little bit of that. BYU, Georgia Tech, this was a dogfight. I kind of knew it was going to be that way, but BYU pulls it out at the end, 25-21. Not a bad game, guys. I think we all agree that this ended up being a pretty good game. I think PENSMAN took Georgia Tech in this game, right? Or did you take BYU?
I took Georgia Tech.
Yeah, you took Georgia Tech in this game. I think Brian and I took BYU.
Don't take this the wrong way, Brandon, but I actually played Brandon that week, and because I picked Georgia Tech, I actually got to defeat the legend, the myth, and now he texted me. He texted me. He said, "Congratulations, you took Georgia Tech. You win."
Yep.
All right, BYU. Brandon, your thoughts on this game against Georgia Tech? This was a pretty decent bowl game here.
It was a dogfight, literally to the end. I told Matt, I texted our good friend Matt, and I said, "Your boys are doing good." He's like, "I'm not watching the game because I'm at work," and I'm like, "Oh man, they're doing good." And then I texted him, I was like, "Dude, what in the heck just happened? You guys were up and you lost. Like that was a complete shocker." Shout out though to BYU. Not paying 6 me, but shout out to them because. BYU, they're always on the verge, they're on the cusp, and then they just can't get over that hurdle, and they finally got the big win. Shout out to BYU. Hopefully, 2026 is going to be an even better campaign for the BYU Cougars.
Yeah, their head coach almost went to Penn State until BYU gave him an extension. So that was pretty interesting there as well.
Can I comment? Can I comment on a comment quick?
Go ahead.
This guy here, or whoever this is, says you can start naming who the new coach will be. Dude, I'm telling you that we don't know who the new coach. We can't do that because there's so many names out there. NFL players can come down and be like, "All right, I'm done with the NFL. I'm going to college." College coaches, we don't know who's actually going to be us, and there's could be other surprises too. So I just want to chime in. And
are we talking about Michigan here? PENSMAN? Is that
no? We talked about how Pat Narduzzi.
Yeah. We don't know yet. We don't know that. Alan Green might have some friends.
He wants us to start naming who the new coach.
No,
we can't.
I can say there's guys out there, and let me tell you this much: I don't know who they are, but Alan Green came from the Tennessee program. He was very good as an assistant athletic director there. I'm sure he's got some connections to get somebody in here that's worthy to be the Pitt head coach. We don't know yet. We'll find out.
Brandon will tell you that Lane Kifflin was surprised. There's so many coaches that are going to be going, and there's some coaches that are going to be staying.
Like this. So, they're going all over the place. It's great how that's happening. Yeah. So
the consultant, we can't start naming the coaches because we don't know where the coaches are going to go. So
I don't know who Alan Green has. I mean, so
right.
Even if he's somebody, he might look at one of the assistants on the team. I don't know that. I mean, so we'll see. Brian, your thoughts on this Georgia Tech BYU game? I thought it was a pretty good game. It was a dogfight, and your thoughts on this game?
The way I saw it was, I thought Georgia Tech was actually looking good until the fourth quarter, and then BYU just turned it on like everything else. It might have been that Georgia Tech kind of got tired of running with BYU all around. They were doing the pass and running and stuff. So that's what my theory was I think they got tired in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's what happens with Georgia Tech. It's been like that the whole season, Brian. falling apart in the fourth quarter. I don't know what it is, but like you said, maybe it was fatigue. Maybe it's Brent Key's not a fourth quarter coach. We don't know that. I mean, but
Or
what
it
we
could
do
be
know,
or it could be nutrition. You know?
exactly.
We've seen a lot of that. We look at that right now with the NFL and college right now.
Right.
With the athletes, look at last night. Look at the guy that had, that came out of the game last night.
Yes.
His hand was all,
quarterback.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, conditioning and so nutrients.
Okay, let's go over some more of these bowl games here. Last week we had the Arizona Bowl, Fresno State. What is this? 18, Miami of Ohio 3, North Texas. They won, believe it or not. I think they have an interim coach. They beat San Diego State by 2. That was a dogfight, 49-47. Wow, Brandon, I think you'll agree with me. This was a pretty decent dogfight game here, despite
I love the high scoring games. Those are always my favorite.
an interim coach. So.
Since
I had a lot of fun
when?
watching this.
Since when? You always pick 10.
I like high scoring. I love high scoring games.
Oh yeah. They, you know what? They're a lot of fun because I mean, you see a lot of offense. I'm not saying defense is boring, but you get some of these boring games like 13-0 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to see.
What's your score prediction on this? 32-10, 45-10, 25-10.
66-10, remember?
Yeah,
Hey.
66-10.
Hey, my co-host Smoking Jim Frazier on Sports Corner always says 34-32 Steelers or Pitt or whatever. He always goes with that score. He never strays away from that. Brandon knows I did that with our inside poll we do or whatever.
Yep, every single one. He said all my scores are 34-32.
Yeah. I did that. I did that for fun. I mean, All right, Virginia pulled it out against Missouri. This was a dogfight here, 13-7. Wow, that was an interesting game. All right, LSU versus Houston. Houston won by 3. That was a dogfight, despite the fact LSU has an interim coach. But we'll start with you, Brandon. Your thoughts on this one? Go ahead.
Sorry, I was talking to my daughter. What did you ask me? I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, Houston LSU dogfight, 38-35.
Houston definitely is. They always give a good battle. LSU, they look like they're lost, and and if you guys look at all these videos that they're showing, Lane Kiffin at all these events, and he's just like I don't care, and that's kind of been the mind frame of what LSU is as of late. It's not many people are like, oh man, I'm excited to be right on top of them, So shout out to Houston, absolutely. They had one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play in Case Keenum, and Houston definitely is definitely on the up and up for the Big 12.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get started here. PENSMAN, your thoughts? Houston LSU, your thoughts on this game?
LSU, you don't know what you're going to get. They're up and down all year. In Houston, they've been consistent, especially getting towards the end of the season. They were starting to thrive at the right time. And LSU, they peaked. They beat Clemson. Yeah. No offense, Brian. They beat Clemson in day one, and then they lost to a really bad school, and then they beat another good school, and then they lost to another bad school, and then they were up and down all year. So that's what I'm saying with that. With Houston, congratulations, Houston. You fought, you played well, you called the right plays at the right time. So
yeah, I'm glad I'm glad they got rid of that. I'm sorry to say it like this, but it's the truth. I'm glad they got rid of that drunk Dana Hogerson. I could tell you some stories about what happened to him in West Virginia. He was banned from casinos there. He was not allowed to be in there. He was constantly drunk, getting arrested, DUIs out of the yin yang. And then, they had to fire him, so, and then the performance of his team the last couple of years, they were like 3-9, and it was just time for him to go. So, and I don't know what he did in Houston, but I know Houston was not a bad team with Dana Hogerson. But then again, they fell apart toward the last couple of years of his tenure. Ryan, your thoughts on this game?
I just think that Houston played a better game than LSU. LSU's been, since they left Brian Kelly left. They look like I don't know what they look like, but they look like they stunk. So you know,
He
they
put
haven't
it,
really been the same. They haven't been the same. I don't like LSU. So, you know,
no, they haven't. They have not.
they haven't. No,
Nope.
they look lost. The whole team looks absolutely lost against Houston. I'm actually glad Houston actually won. I was pulling for them, so you know, to beat LSU, and they did, and I was like, yay, they did. So that's just my take on it.
Okay, Monday there was the Birmingham Bowl. Georgia Southern, who we agreed, the three of us, I believe, that was going to beat App State. Appalachian State hasn't been that good over the last few years. I remember when they beat Michigan and some other teams years ago, but they haven't been that good lately. But Georgia Southern's coming around. I think Brandon can give us some insight on that one. Go ahead.
They've done really well with how they've really turned they've righted the ship per se. You know, they used to be. Remember, Georgia Southern was the perennial powerhouse of the FCS for a long time, and now they're starting to rule the roost in their conference. So definitely shout out to Georgia Southern. But I also will say this: App State, they don't know what they're doing right now. They look like ducks out of water. They have no clue what's up and down. So a 5-7 team. I understand they didn't have enough 6-6 teams to qualify for, but I think App State should have not been in that bowl game. That's just my thoughts.
All right. PENSMAN, go ahead.
Killed me, Ralph. You killed me.
Yeah,
You killed me right out of the gate. I remember about the Appalachian and Michigan game. Still killed me, but Appalachian State hasn't been the same since that game.
Since that game.
I think that's the only game they showed up. But after that, they're like, "Oh, good, we beat Michigan. Let's go back to square one."
All right, Brian, go ahead.
Brian.
I was doing, no, that Michigan, Appalachian State. Yeah, I remember that game very well, PENSMAN.
Me too.
Yeah, but no, App State, like Brendan said, they look lost. They haven't looked lost all season long throughout the whole entire, and you know, Georgia and Southern played better. They came out, they punched them in the mouth, and App State couldn't do nothing. And that's why they won pretty big.
All right, I gotta hide my face in shame because I took Coastal Carolina against Louisiana Tech, so that's why I put this on here. You know,
look at Brandon's face.
I've been a very, very advocate fan of Coastal Carolina for many years. Next year, Pitt plays Coastal Carolina in a game. I think it's next year, or the year after, and Louisiana Tech won 23-14. In that game. We'll start with you, Brandon. Go ahead. Coastal Carolina, Louisiana Tech.
La Tech. Oh boy, I've been to Ruston multiple times and experienced the environment there. I will say this: Coastal, after Grayson McCall left, they just haven't been the same. So I'm definitely tipping my cap to what Louisiana Tech did. They are a formidable opponent. So shout out to Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, I don't think they've been prominent for a long time either, but it's good that they came around and won this game. PENSMAN, your thoughts on Coastal Carolina, Louisiana Tech?
They are who we thought they were.
That's it. Oh no, Coastal Carolina has been a good football team over the years. This last few years here, and Brandon will agree with me on that. They've kind of fallen.
I know. I had to do the Bears old coach. They are who they thought they were.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it. All right, go ahead, Brian.
What has happened to Coastal Carolina from 2 years ago? You know, they looked like they were powerhouse, and then all of a sudden in that conference, and now all of a sudden they don't look it's like we said, they don't look the same to me.
No,
so
they don't.
I don't really know what's happening. You know, I don't know if it's the coach or something. I just don't know what it is. There's something
it's NIL on the transfer portal, Brian. It's NIL on the transfer portal. That's killing some teams.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, let's get into this game. And I said this, and I'm going to give myself a round of applause, that Illinois was going to beat Tennessee because everybody else took Tennessee. All right, guys, 30-28. That was a dogfight, Tennessee versus Illinois. We'll get started with you, Brandon. Go ahead. You're our special guest today, so I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
I think he froze.
Yeah, Brandon might
Yeah,
have froze.
well,
You okay there, Brandon?
Well, he said he's got to jump off. He's got to do
Okay, well, that's fine. Go ahead, Brandon. Thank you. Tell everybody about Sports Nuts and then go ahead. So
I don't know if he can come back or not,
right.
but
yeah, that's fine.
He just texted me and said he's got to jump off.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Brandon. Have a great day. Happy New Year. And so there we go. All right, we're good. Okay, guys. Illinois, Tennessee. I said Illinois. Go ahead, Brian.
My thing on Tennessee is last year, Ralph, at the beginning of the season, last year, you remember everybody was talking about Tennessee this, Tennessee that.
Tennessee that, right? Yeah.
Tennessee,
exactly. Josh Heupel.
Yeah. What has happened to that team? It
Yes.
looks like they are not lost, but there's this, like we just said a while ago, there's something missing. The portal is going on. Everybody is going to come up. You got these small teams now that can dish the money. Tennessee doesn't look like Capel's new era of football. Last year, everybody was talking, they could win a national championship this year, coming out of Georgia and Tennessee. No, but it just seems like it could be a coaching problem. It could be a lot of these things, but I think it's the big thing is you got to get the right players in your system.
You do. You do because
with the portal, with this portal thing,
right.
Ralph, if you're running a different offense, you got to go look at the players that you're in the portal
your system. Exactly.
Yeah. And you got to look at the other coaches. Everybody's switching. You never know what the mindset of a coach is, and I'm really surprised in all this coaching changes. There's some young coaches out there that are not getting an opportunity, that are at little schools that we don't even know about. Give them a little shot, from little schools to everything else.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No one knew who Jim Tressel was from Youngstown State, and then, but he won there. And then he went to Ohio State. So Jim Tressel, if he didn't get tied up in some kind of a scandal there, I think he would probably still be the head coach there at Ohio State. Jim Tressel was a good coach. And, there's a classic example there, Youngstown State. I mean, and they were a prominent program when he was there. Bo Pelini was there. There was a few other guys that have coached there as well. So all right, let's get back into this. Some of these scores here. Let's take a look at TCU USC. How about TCU 30-27? Lincoln Riley special here. USC probably was could have been more dominant in this game probably, but it was still a dogfight. 30-27. We'll start with you, Pensman. Go ahead.
TCU came out. They played. They dominated both sides of the ball, and that's what you have to do. They won on special teams. I know they planted the ball a couple times, and they got them back in the own end zone. So that's what you do to win the games. It's stopping the other team, and that's what TCU did to USC. I mean, and then, like you said, USC could have been dominated more, but they just didn't. They just didn't get the right plays. As Mike Tomlin said, we didn't make enough plays.
yeah. Your offense hit the ball 65 plays, and we still didn't have enough plays.
Hey, Ralph and Pensman, how many times have we actually heard it play this song again? The violin, the little violin. We didn't make too many plays.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, it's like you said with Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
It's always we didn't make enough plays, and we're one play away. Again, one play away from winning it. Dude, you had the whole entire game. I mean,
to make that one play.
Yeah, to make that one play, you had the whole quarters making that play. I mean, come on, where's that one play?
So USC, to let you know, he probably had 30 or 40 plays. It's still not enough plays.
Not enough plays. Yeah.
I have 100. By the way, I picked actually the Horned Frogs to win on that one too.
Yeah, I did as well.
Yeah.
I took TCU too because I watched a couple games this year they were in. And let me tell you something. They look pretty good. There was just sometimes they came up short, and a lot of times that happens. But I want to give you something here. Pat Narduzzi's real good at saying this when they lose. Well, we didn't coach good enough. Well, you've been a coach here for 11 years, and you mean to tell me you didn't coach good enough or you didn't coach right in this game? But I will give Narduzzi credit where it's due because he did take responsibility when they did lose. He did say it's my fault. We didn't coach right, or we didn't coach. We did something wrong. Standing on the sideline was a little notebook in his hand, was a little pencil.
I'm the head coach, but we didn't coach good enough.
We didn't coach good enough. Yeah. You know what? We need to have a show, and I think we should do it next week because bowl season's winding down. All right. What we should do a show on different types of sayings that some of these coaches have come up with over the years, college coaches. Like the Nick Sabans of the world and somebody else. Here, Dave Wanstadt's favorite one was, "It is what it is." That was Dave Wanstadt's favorite one.
I remember that one.
Yeah, and then Walt Harris, when he coached at Pitt, we used to call him "Not My Fault Walt," because when they would lose, he wouldn't take responsibility. He'd be like, "Oh, he'd blame a coach, or he'd blame some player, or he'd say the popcorn vendor got in the way or something." You know what I mean? He would never.
Rouse, then he got Paterno. Oh,
yeah.
The quarterback didn't make enough throws.
Yeah.
Hey, I got one. How about
Johnny Majors? Every time we lost, when he was at Pitt, he'd say, "We didn't execute the football."
How about this one from Bill Belichick? Ask a question real quick. Do the question, Ralph. Do a question. This is Bill Belichick.
How come you lost today, or what could you have done better to win this game?
No comment.
No comment.
No comment.
Oh, they make fun of him all the time on the national networks. You know how they say
I think he's doing that in North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, you know what though? He hired Freddie Kitchens to be his offensive coordinator. Oh no, he hired Bobby Petrino. He fired Freddie Kitchens. Freddie Kitchens left.
Yeah.
He hired Bobby Petrino to be his new offensive coordinator. Bobby Petrino's a good coordinator. Stinks as a head coach. I mean, he was good at Louisville, but I mean,
Yep.
So.
Oh, by the way, Ralph, I gotta go because I gotta go take my daughter to one of her friends' house.
All right, well, go ahead. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up anyway. But Brian, tell everybody about yourself and what you're doing, and we're gonna wrap this up anyway. I want to get through these bowl games, but
my name is Bryan Pettitt. I do Tiger Stripes Media. You can find me on multiple platforms. Also, I'm doing the 49er Seahawks game tonight reaction. So please stay tuned to that on my channel. And hope everybody has a good Saturday. And
Brian,
let's watch some more football. Yes.
Brian, let me ask you one question. If the 49ers win today, do they clinch the number 1 seed?
They will clinch the number 1 seed, and they will get home field throughout the playoffs and the Super Bowl if they go. Also, they will not have to play they will not play away until next August. That's what they're reporting right now. So if they win out, they'll play home field advantage throughout the playoffs and the Super Bowl if they go that far, and they won't have to leave home until August of next year.
So just let everybody know. Just tune in to this guy right here.
Right here. That's
yeah. So
Bob,
if you can't watch it, if you can't watch the game, come watch him.
Exactly. Or if you get tired of the national announcers like we all do, okay, you might want to turn them off because some of them are very boring. And tune into Brian or myself or PENSMAN because we all do.
Chris Collinsworth. Chris Collinsworth.
You know what though? I will give his son's not bad. Jack.
No,
I've seen Jack.
He's better than Chris.
He's better than his father, man. His father's terrible. And you know what? I'm glad they got rid of Charles Davis. Oh, he was bad. I told everybody Charles Davis was bad. Nobody believed me.
Brian, how can everybody find you and then we'll let you go?
Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
You can find me on multiple platforms, X, YouTube, Facebook, anywhere else. So, yeah. And you're all welcome to come in today when I send out the invite. So,
all right. Thank you very much, Brian. Appreciate it. I may be on. We'll see. I got some things I got to take care of here.
Well, the game don't start until like 7:45. So.
Oh, it's a night game tonight, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but it's after.
Yeah, the NFL does that.
It's after the Carolina game.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, the NFL does that as soon as some of these bowl games are done. They start
the Carolina game.
Saturday. Yeah.
Carolina game.
We'll see what Carolina does. Dave Canellis might be in the playoffs. You never know. You know, the Buccaneers, they don't look good this year.
Good show, Brian. And if you need to call me later, call me later. So.
All right. I'll talk to y'all later then.
All right. Have a good one.
Good show, Brian.
All right, Brian. Thank you. All right. That's Bryan Pettitt, contributor, always a co-host of the show here Pensman, you want to finish up these bowl games, or you want to get going here? It's up to you.
We'll finish them up.
All right,
I got a few minutes. I got a few minutes left.
Okay, good. Iowa 34, Vanderbilt 27 in the.
How about that game?
Yeah. You know what? I got egg on my face again because I took Vanderbilt in this game. Vanderbilt kind of fell in the last couple of games.
I know they dominated. They dominated,
Yeah.
and then the Iowa's like, nope. Look at this. Look what we could do.
Yeah, exactly. But I will say they had a good season. Now here's another one we got egg on our face. We took Arizona State against Duke.
Yep.
I never thought I got to give Manny Diaz credit, and I don't give too many people credit, but I got to give him credit down at Duke. They won the ACC championship, and they came into this bowl game, beat
first time.
Yes. They haven't won a bowl game since David Cutcliffe was the coach.
Yep.
And that was, I'm sorry, Mike Elko. I think they won the one with Mike Elko. Yeah. I like Mike Elko. I like him a lot. I think he's a good coach at Texas A&M. Sad they fell, so Michigan and Texas, we already spoke about that. We're not going to go any further on that one.
Yeah.
Nebraska and Utah. I didn't expect a blowout. No, I thought Nebraska would give a better game, but Utah really blew them out here, 44-22. Wow. With an interim coach, too, at that, because Winningham stepped down. But your thoughts on this game, Pensman? Go ahead.
Like you said, Nebraska, I'm surprised. Yeah,
man.
I know. He tried, but Nebraska didn't. I mean, they were surprised.
Man, that's why they play the game, Pensman, right?
Yep. You play
the game. That's right.
I tell Brian this, and I tell Brandon this. Anybody can win at any given Saturday or Sunday if it's the NFL, but anybody can win at any given day.
Absolutely. Texas, the Armed Forces Bowl, Texas Tech State versus Rice. Rice had no chance here, 41-10. We're not going to go into that. Navy and Cincinnati. Pensman, you took Cincinnati. Brian and I took Navy. And Navy blew them out 35-13. I
thought Cincinnati was going to move the ball around, spread it around.
Yeah,
but
Scott Satterfield has a very good offense. When he was with Louisville, he was Lamar Jackson.
That Navy running back ran. I mean, he took off, and he went like this, and he got the ball. He got the ball stripped out of his hands, but he got in the end zone. I mean, that running back came to play. He was showing scouts like, I'm ready for the next level.
Yeah, Navy has had a great offense for years. I mean, they've high speed, high moving. But Navy.
That running back was amazing last night.
Oh yeah. Okay, next, Duke's Mayo Bowl. I watched some of this last night. Wake Forest, Mississippi State. Wake Forest 43, Mississippi State 29. Mississippi State shouldn't even been in this game. They were 5-7. They have not been good for a long time. I believe Jimbo Fisher was their head coach here for a little while, and then he stepped away. And I don't know who coaches them now, but I mean, but anyway. Wake Forest 43, Mississippi State 29. Good win for Wake Forest. It's too bad Brandon and Brian had to go. All right, Arizona, SMU. SMU beats Arizona. SMU this year, Pensman, I think you'll agree with me. They've been they were like a lift in a car shop, going up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, like Pittsburgh.
Yeah. You know what Rodney Dangerfield always says? He's one of my favorite comedians. He says, "I always know where my car is. It's always going up and down on the lift, up and down." It's But anyway.
Yep.
All right, let's look at the playoff. Alabama and Oklahoma. Alabama wins this game 34-24. This was a dogfight all the way to the end. It was a pretty decent game. Alabama, they came to play. I mean, they really did in this game. And they were down for a little bit and then came back. I thought Oklahoma was going to blow them out, and then all of a sudden they came back and won. Your thoughts, Pensman? Go ahead.
Bama was Bama. They actually
that's it. Yeah, they actually did show up. Kalen DeBow, I got to give them credit. They did show up. All right, next. Miami of Florida versus Texas A&M. Miami 10, Texas A&M 3. I cannot believe Mike Elko's team did not move the football. Miami's defense was there, but of course Miami didn't move the football either. This was a defensive struggle. It was just one of those games. and it wasn't a crystal ball special. And your thoughts? Go ahead, Bensman.
Good game. It was good 60-minute football. That's why I keep telling Pittsburgh that you gotta have 60 minutes of fundamental football. And Miami looks like they are the threat of the playoffs. So that's why
absolutely.
I have Miami and Indiana in the championship.
That could be. Yeah, you know what? You are right on that one, because I got to tell you, I'm a big Indiana fan. I'm on the Indiana bandwagon. I want them. I want Curt Cignetti to succeed. He's due. He's due.
Did you hear the comment that they said that how you feel about what you did to turn around of the Indiana? He said, Chris said that it's a good movie.
Yeah, exactly. It is. But here was the mistake. And I'm going to say this mistake. Here was the mistake that was made in this Indiana game. All right. And let me tell you what it was. The Alabama-Indiana game on Thursday. Okay. Alabama came in and they got blown up by Indiana on New Year's Day. And I want to tell you, Alabama, you shouldn't open your big mouth and stick foot in it. You want to know what they said, PENSMAN? They said that we're playing a bunch of scrubs and a bunch of guys who are lowlifes.
Wow.
Something to that effect. Something to that effect. Or misfits. Wow. They said misfits. That was the word they used. That we're playing a bunch of misfits. Okay? Wow. And they shouldn't even be in this game. Why would you do that? Kalen DeBoer, you need to get a hold of your team, and you need to shut them out of social media, because this is unacceptable. I mean, for you to even do that, I'm sorry, I read the wrong score. I meant to admit the Alabama-Indiana game, and I read the wrong score. I apologize for that.
Yeah, you're good. Indiana won too, but
yeah,
but you're good. You're good.
Nobody's perfect. And then also in the playoff, this was that was last Saturday. Hold on, I got the wrong dates here. Here we go. Oregon, Texas Tech. Oregon shut them out 23-0. I watched a little bit of this game. Texas Tech had no chance in this game. But the Alabama-Indiana game, Alabama, Kalen DeBoer, please get control of your football team. You don't go out and make statements like that. Call somebody misfits. You just don't do that. Okay? Why would you give any team any kind of ammunition and publicity by doing that? That makes no sense at all to me. At all. None. All right. Ole Miss versus Georgia. Ole Miss wins this game, and I was actually quite surprised. I thought Georgia was going to blow them out, to be frankly honest with you. I got to give Ole Miss credit for winning this game. Kirby Smart blew it. All right, let's go into the championship games here, PENSMAN. Miami, Ole Miss. I'm taking Miami. I will not bet against Miami ever again. Go ahead.
Miami. They're scrappy. They're fighting.
Yeah, I would. Oregon.
Carson Beck looks like he's ready for the next level. I don't know if he's going to show up, but I'm just saying right now he looks like he's ready for the next level.
All right, we're going to wrap it up here right after this. Oregon versus Indiana. I'm taking Indiana.
I got Indiana, even though Oregon's going to put up a fight. Oregon's going to be Oregon, but Indiana's defense is lighting it up.
Yeah. They came
after that. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but after that Indiana-Ohio State game, Indiana just went to a different level.
Yeah, they did. Curt Cignetti had his team pumped up every game, as they moved on throughout this playoff. And it's going to be Indiana and Miami in a championship game. I thought I'd never say it. I've never been a Miami fan. But you know what? I gotta eat it, and I'm going to eat it. And I'm the type of person here, unlike other members of the media, okay, I will come out and say when I'm wrong. And I was wrong about Miami this year. I thought when they lost some of them stupid games that they lost, I called them crystal ball specials. And I said, Miami stinks this year. They're not going to do well. They're not going to make it. And I got to give them credit. They have a good defense. Cristobal's a defensive coach to begin with. Beck came around when he needed to. Beck is the kind of quarterback that does it when he needs to do it. And so he's done it. So I can't bet against Miami this time, but I will if it gets to Miami and Indiana. I will do that. All right. Okay, final thoughts, PENSMAN, before we wrap it up here at a college football show. Go ahead.
Just subscribe to the Sports Nuts, subscribe to Ralph Williams, RW Media, and subscribe to my channel, Pensman Sports. I'm trying to get to 1,200. My goal is to get to 2,000. So let's get to 2,000 by this time next year.
All right, to complete the triple header, Ralph Williams Saturday. Don't forget to tune into the Sports Corner radio show at 12:50 a.m. The Answer 92.5 on the FM dial. And if you're outside of Western Pennsylvania, tune into the answerpgh.com or go to Google, punch up 1250 The Answer Pittsburgh, scroll down to Radio Stations USA. You'll see the heading and a little arrow come up, pump the arrow, and you listen to the show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, Luther Dupree. We're going to break down the lousy Steeler Cleveland game and break down what the Steelers are going to do against the Ravens, Pitt, and Penn State. We have a lot to talk about as we do every week, 2 to 3 p.m. every Saturday, 12:50 a.m. The Answer 92.5 on the FM dial. And tomorrow morning,
go ahead.
Pensman.
I have one more thing to say. I organized my YouTube channel. I got everything in order. It took me a while, but just pay attention. My community posts are up there. Show some love over there in the community post. Share my channel out, and that's what I want to tell you. Just go out and enjoy my channel. Go ahead and enjoy all of our channels. But I just want to let everybody know I did some organizing over the weekend.
So you're an organizer.
Yeah, yeah, I have to be.
No, you did. Yeah, you're exactly correct. That's the way to do it, man. You got to organize it. So, all right, we're back to full schedule on RW Media Productions. Don't forget, we're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and the Kick platforms. That's on Wednesdays. We are on those networks. And also, don't forget, on Tuesday, the Sports Corner Show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier. And we will be on Tuesday, 4 to 5, and then 5 to 6, Wrestle Talk. Lots to talk about. Wrestlers moving around. TNA starts this Thursday on AMC. What's your thoughts on that? I want all your thoughts on that. Don't forget the mailbag, Ralph Williams, 737 at gmail.com. And also, don't forget to check out my shows here. Here we go tomorrow morning.
And Ralph mentioned a lot of ambulance matches last night.
Yes, that ambulance match was pretty interesting last night. You know what? I forgot who won that match last night, Pensman, because I was on the phone with somebody.
I forget. I just know there was a lot of ambulance. There was 2 or 3 ambulance matches. So
yeah,
Ralph will catch you up to speed.
Yeah, I'll catch you up to speed on Tuesday on that. I forgot who won that match last night because I got distracted. So, all right, here's tomorrow. Don't forget to tune in to the Ralph Williams Show, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on 1250 The Answer. My guest, Ralph Caruso, the president of the Pittsburgh Firefighters. He's going to come on and talk with us about the state of the firefighters in the city of Pittsburgh. Here it is. All right, and also don't forget about our social media platforms, Sports Nuts, Brandon Keeler, Shane Owen, and also Matt Thomas. They will be on Tuesday, 7:30, and Friday, 7:30 as well. Until next time, until next Saturday, 10 a.m., don't forget to be here. We're still going to be here until all bowl games and championship is satisfied. Then we go back to the Saturday sports show. We got NHL
with Leo Haggerty's coming back.
That's right. Leo Haggerty will be back with us coming up in January here. And also, we'll be adding some other folks as well as we go. We'll have some guests on throughout the coming up throughout the entire 2026 season. I will mark my words on this that the Sports Nuts Network, PENSMAN Sports, Bryan Pettitt, everybody, we are going to be the best and better than ever. And I want to congratulate Brandon Keeler and the Sports Nuts Network for the 2 awards they won on the iHeartRadio network as well. And I want to give them a round of applause on that. So, all right. But anyway, don't forget you're part of an award-winning sports network and the Sports Nuts Network as well. And we have some other people we're adding or will be joining us as contributors. I'm working on a couple people. And Pensman and I are working on an NHL guy. We're also working on a few others. So I just want to let everyone know we're going to get bigger and better, and we're going to be the best there is in the Sports Nuts Network. Until next time. Until next Saturday, 10 a.m., don't forget to be here. Don't forget to tune into all of our programming. Ralph's Opinion comes back on Wednesday. I will have new graphics and new video and everything all ready to go by Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Don't forget on my social media platforms, the Ralph's Opinion Show. The way I see it, we're back. Yes,
Ralph. Before you go, yeah, you see what's behind Ralph? See what's behind Ralph right there? Just show that off before we go. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. You see that behind him? He's got his banner up.
Yeah, I have my banner. My banner will be behind me coming up in the next this week. So all right. Good, PENSMAN.
No, stay safe. Everybody have a good week. So I will see you probably tomorrow night with the Steelers and the Ravens game. So
absolutely. Have yourself a great one. And until next Saturday, please, by all means, be safe.